wasn't sure how this day would go. It hasn't gone anywhere yet. Good morning. Who are you? Oh, it's Aggie. But I woke up at 6 o'clock and I got up at 6. So when my husband came to bed, I got up. And he said, "You're getting up now?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, so you can get your work done before?" I said, "Yeah." Because we're meeting my daughter and her husband at my parents' house to look at it. They're thinking. There are plans in the works, and they're going to get together with us and see if things will work out. So that's a good thing. But I do want to have, some of my work done before that. I got up, I had breakfast, I watched a few videos, and then I started working. And I started looking at things, and I started assembling things, and I just now determined that, well, what Janet, my supervisor, had asked us to do was to have, by November 18th, 2 tasks per skill done. And I thought, oh my God. And I wrote down, start doing a task, 2 tasks a week and try and get this done. I'm not certain, but I think I'm already well on the way to having those done. And then I should just calm down and not worry about it, because it's not as bad as I think. Okay. All right. Also, I figured out in my mind finally how to do it, and how it will be easy, and how it won't be such a big hassle. So I think I've calmed myself down. Right, Aggie? I think so. Are you being helpful, sweetie? Yes, being helpful. Ellie was so helpful yesterday at breakfast. She tried to be helpful today at breakfast, but I got rid of her. I couldn't handle another morning of helpful breakfast with Ellie. So then they romped on the floor beside me, which you saw. I think I'm okay. I've got 2 clocks tick-tocking beside me here. Many things have come from my parents' house. My father is unable to appreciate anything anymore, and he's at home, as you know. My mother is gone, and so basically the process of distributing has started. We've looked at the will and so on and so forth. So everything goes to my father. As long as my father's alive, that's fine, which is great. He's taken care of. But the things are ours to do with as we wish, and they will be, distributed, and things will be sold, and so forth. Also, that he is taken care of, which is why the house and the car and all that stuff, that's underway. Hopefully, my daughter will benefit, my nephew, and so on and so forth. So it's all good. What did I want to say? Yes. So 2 clocks in the kitchen in the house. When my dad retired, he got a beautiful brass clock as a retirement gift. And yeah, we replaced my little clock here with that one up there. But it's going to come down again because this little clock, I really like it, and my husband really likes it. And that big brass one, well, it's not big, but it's a little bigger, doesn't really go. So it's there for the moment, but I figured out another place for it. It's going there. Okay, so that's good. Inheriting. Many things have already, gone their way. A ring that my mother has always promised to my daughter ever since she was a little itty bitty baby, because it calmed her when she was crying, colicky. That ring is going to my daughter today. I'm going to try and remember to hand that to her. But a big thing that I didn't inherit, it was always mine. When I was 6 years old, for my birthday, I got a present. Now, this was a gift that my mother absolutely loved because it's what interested her. 6-year-old kid, hey, great, yeah, a pet. I would take a pet over anything. Yeah? Not really understanding that this was a different pet than most little kids get if they get a pet. Anyway, you may have already heard of Heidi. Heidi is a desert tortoise, which I've had since I was 6 years old. But basically, my mother's had it because as soon as I left, got married, so on and so forth, Heidi stayed with my mother and has stayed there for all these years because it's basically what my mother wanted. However, my mother, way back, said, "What will happen to Heidi when I'm dead?" I said, "Are you crazy? It's my turtle." So, yes, Heidi is here. Heidi, as we discovered later in life, was male, not female. I named Heidi Heidi. But Heidi is really Henry. Who cares? Desert tortoises are solitary creatures. They don't mind being alone with you and your family and your other pets. They don't need other tortoises. They like their lives like this. Okay, so yeah, we've got Heidi Henry. We still have to establish where Heidi will live in the house. Right now, Heidi's in the bedroom with us. Heidi seems to like it here. Heidi's been very quiet. As soon as Heidi came home, I thought, okay, my mother always fed the tortoise this, so we should do the same. And I thought, wait a minute, my mother. So I looked up on the internet, best feeding practices for a desert tortoise, and so on and so forth. Eden, you could help me with this, but I've already seen that, Eden seems to know quite well how to feed a desert tortoise because Eden had the exact same desert tortoise that I have, even though she doesn't have it anymore. So, I sent my husband out, or my husband went out into the backyard and gathered together what we could of grass and random vegetation, as much as is still available, being as it's fall, heading towards winter. But Heidi seemed to really appreciate it, so that was good. We're trying zucchini, which they say Heidi doesn't seem to appreciate zucchini. I've got my Christmas cactus, which is flowering right now. That's going to Heidi, the flowers. Now, they shouldn't get too much of that, but for now, I'm going to try them, see if Heidi likes it. Heidi got watered. They love the occasional bit of water. So what you do is you put them in, a few inches of water, and they sink their heads underwater and drink 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 and drink. And then they come up for air, and that's it for a few days or for a week or so. I'll have to figure out how much Heidi likes to be watered. Gave Heidi a bath, a nice, pleasantly warm bath. Heidi was a little dirty. So I think Heidi's going to have a good life here. I think eventually I may let Heidi go roaming, but right now, while things are still in a state of flux, Heidi's going to stay in Heidi's cage box location. It's pretty big. For now, while the cats get accustomed to their new companion. So much has happened. Our living room table is covered with various things that came home. My sister said, take what you want. This is what I want. I don't want a lot because my house is full of stuff like that, and I don't want any more except for these few items. She is going to take her items when she comes back in a couple of weeks. I took my few items which are covering the living room table. They're mainly plates. Things that I've always liked that my mother possessed. And so I took them. But they're things like that you hang up on walls, and thank you. I wanted to see the bottom of your foot. So they will be, new things to see in my videos when they go by in shots. So this is what I had to endure from Ellie at breakfast the other day. Hey, I love you. Now that I'm face to face with you, let's face to face rub noses. Yeah. So I seem to have calmed myself down on my work. And it's the reason I'm talking to you is because, it's only 10 after 9. So I should be done by noon. Should be able to meet the kids at 1 at the house. Without fear of not being done. So that's where things stand at the moment. I probably have more to tell, but I can't remember everything right now. Oh yeah. Big one. Yesterday, you saw that I got a big flower or plant arrangement from Nicole and Stephanie. It's from all the teachers at St. Louis got together and got me a whole bunch of stuff. 2 different gift cards and that arrangement, which was really, really nice. So I've gotten thank you cards, which I will give to them next week. We'll put them on the staff tables. Yeah. Wow, it's amazing. They were so kind. And that's where it is. It's only 9 o'clock on a Saturday, and I feel like I'm okay. So my idea about doing 2 tasks a week until the November 18th is sort of slowed down, and I'm now going to look at doing a task a week, or perhaps two tasks a week, if it's feasible. But I don't have to, because I think I have them. Sort of. I'm going to look at some binders and figure it out. So this clock that was always up here with that lovely sound that I liked is going back up. Even though its pendulum isn't on it. And I've talked, holy smokes, way too much. Ta for now.